Hi, so today we're going to play the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. I have no idea what this game is. I've just heard it exists. And this is my favorite way to go into a game. I know nothing about it. I'm just gonna find out what happens. So we'll see. Please choose a screen and subtitle language. Okay. Thanks. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No, I have not. Is it sad that I almost clicked yes? Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. It currently is barely visible, but I don't want to die. I don't know. Okay, so it was about there, so I'm gonna put it to here. That's also so you can see. Oh God, it's oh okay. Oh no. No. It's PM. I need. Okay. I don't like that it's asking for the actual time. Oh no. I feel like that's bad. Okay. Um. Oh, that's cool. Uh. Well, I'm just gonna go for it. Like I said, I know nothing about it. It's totally new to me.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Oh.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, I guess I'm on. Okay. Oh. Recommendations from the overnight committee. Interesting. Wait, is that a paycheck? Oh. Hello? Guys? Guys?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That looks like
No
a
matter
grill.
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace
It's a
of his
photocopier,
co-workers.
though. The solitary pencil sharpener. Okay. Who farted? Number one dad. Oh. I like work. I just hate my boss. Oh. I can't read what that says. Smile, maybe? Okay. I don't know if I can actually interact with anything. Oh, I can. Okay. Hello? Ooh! Ooh! Can I pick this up? Be my Valentine. Why did I say that weird? Who farted? There it is again. This is a very smooth movement. I'm so sorry if it's too much. Okay. Knowing your city. Awesome. I'm probably spending too much time looking at these things. Okay. They clearly got, like, robbed or something. Oh, I thought I opened it. I hate Mondays. You know, I do too. I feel you. That's probably where I'm supposed to go, but I don't really want to. That's creepy AF. Huh. This seems kind of horror-ish. Back rooms.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
It's telling me to go to the door on my left, but I'm curious what happens if I go to the door on my right. But then maybe that's what it wants me to do. This is what this game is, isn't it? Do I follow the order? Or did Stanley already make this decision and I'm just ruining his life? Oh god. I want to know what's in here now though. Oh. Okay. 3, 2, 1 left. Okay. I don't know if this is actually a horror game or not, for sure. But I'm starting to think that it's kind of just you psych yourself up. Tips for not getting fired. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Make sure the slide... Oh. Oh. You must have all. Me, like, specifically? We have our new product. What do people want? Things, money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs? Graphs about things and money. Okay. What is hot? Profits, profits, profits? Profits, profits? Okay, weird. Throw something in the idea bin, which is the trash. No more bins. Trash cans. Renaming of the idea bin. Firing of me. Who's firing them? What? Bi-quarterly post-review. We need something review. I can't quite read that. 402 plus 405. Want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. I was like, I had a feeling there was something on the slides that I should have been seeing. Okay, anyway, I'm getting caught up in these little details. I was curious about this again. The meeting room schedule. I forget, did they say what today was? RIP France? Complete today's unfinished addenda items. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Well, that sounds great. Get Chris out of the broom closet? Why is Chris in the broom closet? Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the synergized guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets out of the top. Oh. Employee 417405. Jim. Okay. That's weird. I was like hoping there would be some sort of like secrets in those. Jim should be in the broom closet, right? Not Jim. Oh god. I'm in the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay, sorry, man.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, I did what they wanted before, so I'm gonna walk downstairs. I feel like there's horrific... I'm gonna walk back upstairs. That looked too scary. Is that his boss's office? This looks like a Victorian... What the... Executive... Oh, God. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Extreme bathrooms. Interesting. Huh. Nope. Pardon? Yellow. The beige pages. Interesting. Business time. Okay, that's his office, but what's this? No. Who needs an office this... Well, like you barely even take up this much space, like...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Okay.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. This is horrific. Ah! I can barely see. I'm so glad I didn't do the darker setting. Okay, well, I can't go anywhere, can I? I can't see if I can go anywhere. Do I just jump down and hope for the best? Like, it's not responding. Well, I don't know what else to do, so I guess I'll go back. Okay. Okay, I guess I have to jump into the elevator shaft, because I see no other option. Here we go. Oh. Well, that's fine. I thought that... I really thought that was just an empty elevator shaft. I don't know.
Deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Oh my.
Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay, I really don't want it. Oh my word. Okay.
Through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
This is giving me major Portal vibes. I feel like if I go through there, I'll just be back in the pattern. Or this escape is a lie, and yeah. I'm gonna escape. I wanna live.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this, but of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
I can't. Okay.
Nope, still on board with death.
Oh, the question mark in his voice. Am I gonna die if I go this way? I'm scared. Okay, I'm doing it. If I die, it's for science.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Are we sure?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh my god. Oh, that's the spooky basement I was worried about. Okay. Well, I can't quite see what's down there. Oh, that's just that is just shaft. I feel like I've gone this far. I kind of have to know. That looks like a literal, like, just drop. Unless... Woof. Woof! Oh no! I'm alive?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
Can I not?
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end
Okay.
to his brief and shallow life.
Great.
Farewell, Stanley.
Well, I mean, you know, I...
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Oh,
In a
what?
single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh! Fabulous. Okay. Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every
What?
path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What? Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged. Oh. Oh, that's so... Wow. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. The blueprint shows the office from the very beginning of the game. The pathway from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development. The core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Nature paintings, nice. I need to like reread this last one. Hold on. The two doors. The set of the two doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once the room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it. The exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Oh, so I probably should have gone through the right... I don't know. Filing cabinets, yay! Office computers. Oh, there was one with cards? Oh. Chart Pro. Okay. The office. Button sounds. Interesting. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game. When buttons are pressed, each sound is a mix of the keyboard stroke and the synthesized tone. Oh, wow. The credits, that's so cool. Wow. curious. The office. Maintenance room. The copier that I swear looks like a grill. Ultra Deluxe announcements. In December 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delay. Wow. Well, that's cool. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting the build that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Oh. Oh. This is such a cool way to present the ideas for the game. Wait, narrator emails. After the second trailer we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these for the promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here's a selection of those emails. Oh, okay, this got real deep. Were you born with a magnificent voice, or did you bargain with a magician to receive it? Okay. Wow. Again, the office, early version of the lounge, more office. Excuse me? Apartment timer. Previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending. A timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. That's interesting. There's like a whole thing that I didn't do. Meeting room. Oh. Disobey, you go to lounge. Oh, okay, so since I obeyed, I got a whole different game. Oh. Oh, I kind of want to replay it to see, like, what else I could get. Well, these are the trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of break rooms and the voice of a narrator informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Okay, that's awesome. I want to retry it. How do I get out of this? How do I redo it? That's the timer again. Ooh, switches. Zending levers? They were part of the zending. The player would pull a lever and a narrator would describe what color they had pulled. That's cool. Zending model. Huh. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and placed 2 endings together instead. Oh. Hello? Was I supposed to do that? Oh. I guess this goes... That's not creepy. Oh, can I even go over that way? Let's see the creepy room.
Now then, this elevator for sure will get him right back on track to where he was supposed to be in the story. Stanley stood on the snow.
Oh, they're outtakes.
Stanley walked through the green door.
Given Brighting, the voice of the narrator recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of developments. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Wow. I mean, it's such a short game, but so much went into it. I mean, there's a lot of different endings, so the replayability seems good, but like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
What, am I floating or am I walking? I can't even tell anymore.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the
What?
program before they both fail.
What?
Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it.
Am I supposed... Begin the game again. I don't know. Interesting. Okay, so now we're back in the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wonder if I ever actually did have coworkers.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Well, I mean, like, did other people ever get stuck in this, or is it only Stanley?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Yeah.
Really worth it.
So great.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did I?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Can I go back? No, okay. Oh boy. This looks so safe.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Have we?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who's she? I don't know. It's not a lot of information to go on. Ah! Ah!
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Hello? Like... Oh.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting.
I'm not
just
sure it
pulling
is
out
me.
of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Ah!
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here,
Kinda
Stanley.
hoped.
I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Or...
Sorry.
Oh!
You're in my story now.
Or... Okay. Alright.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh, okay. So it's predetermined. Do I have to?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Oh, so now it's having
Look
me
at him
do
there,
the thing
pushing
again.
buttons, doing
Ah.
exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Okay, now I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to wait it out. Oh, maybe I have to. Dang it.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Oh, I wonder what's on.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
The boys?
So he went further.
Spend time with the
He imagined that he came
boys.
to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Oh, what's for dinner?
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
Wow.
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
I really
Down
like...
another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
Can't
And
go
down
anywhere.
another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
I don't want to. I'm just wondering if this is going to just launch me
was
back
such
into
a
it.
wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
That's so silly, because I was like, maybe I should do one more
How
playthrough.
could that possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Oh my gosh.
And
Okay.
I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay, I don't know how long I would have to wait in order to have it move on without me pressing the button.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Oh no!
I suppose I can't. Not in
That's
the way I want him
really
to.
depressing.
I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
Ugly carpet.
Perhaps
Ugh.
Maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And
Oh.
I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
I didn't push anything. This game, oh my gosh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna see.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
What's
Feeling
the
a wave
mind
of
control
relief,
room?
Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf,
It's like
looking
2,
behind
8,
paintings, desperate for
2,
clues to
4,
his
8,
situation.
5, something like
But his
that.
attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Oh
He
yeah.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Man, this game is like, woof.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Just want to see what happens. Probably just wind up at my desk again.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Ah.
What secret did this place hold?
It's like
Stanley thought to
Cerebro.
himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Cameras. Oh boy. This doesn't seem like a good idea, but...
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Fire.
A true
Oh.
picture revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Fire day. Oh. Oh no, this one. Oh, maybe not. That's where I came from. I got turned around. This is a button. Something bad's gonna happen to somebody.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only
Sure.
reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh, an elevator.
No. He refused to believe it. He
Oh, boy.
couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. I don't know how to do that, but we'll try. 2. Oh, the other ones are... What's number 5? I don't know where 3 and 4 are. 2. Oh. One of them's up there. Here's 3. And 4. It's really hard to see. Ah. Well, that's 4, isn't it? There's a thing in the way. I have no idea how to get up there. That's the only staircase. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna see what this thing says. System power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
There's always consequences either way, so... I'm just gonna wake up at my desk, aren't I?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Oh.
Was it over?
Probably not.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
I did?
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This seems fake.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh. Got an achievement. Beat the game. Get your first achievement. Oh. Okay, who knew? Well, that was something. I think that's all the mind bending I can take for today. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I'm sure there's like a million different endings that you can get, but tons of puzzly stuff. But yeah, that is it for me for now and Stanley Parable. That was something. All right, Stanley Parable. Wow, that was something. Thank you for watching. If you've already played it, let me know things you might have done differently, and if you haven't played it yet, it's interesting. So give it a try. All right. Thank you so much for watching.